rest assured we shall strive to make it to your wishes.
Why can't he remember anything?
I don't know. Maybe a mental block. He recognized that laugh. Maybe whatever he connects it to was so terrifying his mind locked it out.
You really aren't helping my nerves here, Doctor.
You did ask. Now, sir, madam, his lordship is waiting for you. I present to you both...
I don't believe it.
Mr. Robert Thames. My dear doctor, so you've arrived at last.
What's he doing here?
I should have guessed. How did you infiltrate the TARDIS? Was it through Chameleon? Will that be all, sir? Yes, thank you, Kipps. Inform me when supper is ready. Very good, sir. No, Doctor, I did not infiltrate your TARDIS, and Chameleon is free of my influence. For now. To answer your question, Mr. Vanker, I am here for precisely the same reason as you are.
I thought we accidentally landed here.
We did, much in the same way as I did. You seem to have come out of it very well, I must say. A large house, servants at your beck and call. Oh, but I wish it were that simple, Doctor. There's something within this house, some force strong enough to influence my TARDIS.
Hey, you don't think this has anything to do with the Black Guardian?
I should certainly hope not. When I arrived here, the owner of the house was most welcoming. Yes, of course, the real owner. What happened to them?
Knowing his reputation, he probably killed them.
Oh, my dear Mr. Vanker, you do me an injustice. The lady of the house was a frail old woman. She was happy of my company when I arrived. Mr. Thames, a weary traveller with nowhere to stay. Her death was natural causes. She left this house to me.
Talk about luck.
No luck, I assure you. It is almost as if I have been left a curse. As I have said, Doctor, there is evil at work within this house.
Besides you mean?
Tegan and I both had strange encounters in this house, and in the TARDIS. Almost like some form of psychokinetic energy. Yes, winds that seemingly come from nowhere. Voices cry out in the empty corridors. Almost as if the house is haunted. Yes, but you and I both know there are no such things as ghosts clanking around in chains. Especially ones that can transcend the space-time continuum and enter a TARDIS.
Then what is it?
The evil that resides in this house is an evil that lies in us all. Even you, Doctor.
The house used to be owned by Miss Grey.
What happened to her?
She died not long ago, poor dear. She was hearing voices and seeing things. I thought the house was haunted.
What do you think?
It's really not my place, sir.
Well, there's no one around, and I won't say anything.
It's very kind of you, sir. Sometimes I hear things.
Well, it's an old house. You're bound to hear the odd creak now and again.
No, sir. Ain't nothing like that. I hear whispers, voices whispering to me through the darkness.
Some of the other servants playing a trick on you.
You don't understand, sir. I hear voices, but there's no one there. Sometimes. And sometimes I see...
See what?
I see...
What was that?
It sounded like Helen. Doctor! Turlo! What happened? She was telling me about the house one minute, and then the next she fainted.
Will she be alright?
Yes, she's just in shock. I think she saw something in the mirror. You see, Doctor, I told you there was something wrong with this house. The Master? What's he doing here?
Same reason as us, apparently.
How do you feel?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what came over me.
That's quite all right, Helen. Helen, before you collapsed, you let out a scream. Why?
I don't know.
Was it because you saw something in the mirror?
Those eyes. Those eyes staring at me.
It's all right, Helen. Go back to your quarters and have a rest.
Thank you, sir.
Those eyes. Just like you, Tegan. In the TARDIS, in the console room, you said you saw something come up on the scanner.
Yeah, these eyes staring back at me.
Can you describe them?
I don't know.
It's very important.
I can't remember.
They were a deep yellow. Almost like a cat. Or a serpent. Tegan, Turlo. Head back to the drawing room. I think the Master has some explaining to do. I'd be more than happy to oblige. Supper is served, sir. But first we shall dine. Mr. Kipps, have the food brought into the drawing room. The Doctor and I wish to relive our childhood with tales of ghosts. Yes, a bite to eat and a ghost story before bedtime. Just what the Doctor ordered. The woman whose house this was, what was her name? Eve Grey. Helen told me. Sounds familiar. Miss Grey was a traveller too. Her father was a scientist, and she'd go with him on his explorations of the Amazon. How interesting. One traveller to another. You must have got along splendidly. Indeed we did. I only wish she were here now to answer our questions about this place. The silly old woman must have been glad to die and pass this burden on to someone else. So, start from the beginning. How did you manage to find yourself here? Much like you, Doctor. I was travelling through the vortex when the power seemed to drain from the systems. The coordinates began to reset themselves, as if the ship had a mind of its own. And then I saw it. Saw what? I can't remember. Only the eyes that stared back at me, staring into me, into my mind. Then what happened? It was like a storm whipping up inside my TARDIS. I blacked out. When I came to, I found myself inside this house. Isn't that right, Kipps? Yes, sir. You were found on the steps outside. Miss Grey was very welcoming to me. But how soon was it before you began to notice there was something going on inside this house? Not long. Winds would come out of nowhere and blow out the candles. At night I heard screams and laughter, constantly, over and over again, tearing at my mind. Miss Grey died soon after. She left this. So it is with this that I do leave my last will and testament. May God have mercy on my soul for what has taken place within these walls. I am relieved that I shall finally be set free from the evil that lurks within this house. I leave the house and its servants in the hands of Mr. R. Thames, a man whose company I have been thankful for this last year. He has helped me through the horrors that hide here. They stay hidden in the shadows and call out through the darkness. I pray that he can find peace unlike I could, for I fear that the forces that have manifested themselves here are the terrors that lurk within us all.
What the hell was that?
Hell is right, Miss Travanka. This house is hell on earth. I've not been able to source where this scream comes from. What is peculiar, however, is this. Whenever I read this letter, whether it is aloud or in my head, that scream, that chilling scream echoes throughout this place. Read it again. Doctor, surely that's not very wise. There's something in this house, be it a spirit or whatever, and I think it best we leave it alone, not antagonize it. Strange. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. Doctor, the boy is right. Be reasonable. I agree, there is something going on in this house. Something I have yet to understand, and for all I know, you may very well be the cause of it. But I shan't let my imagination run away with me. Now, read it again. Let's see if this phantom or spectre or whatever you all think it is willing to stretch its vocal cords a bit further. So it is with this that I do leave my last will and testament. May God have mercy on my soul for what has taken place within these walls. I am relieved that I shall finally be set free from the evil that lurks within this house. I leave the house and its servants in the hands of Mr. R. Thames, a man whose company I have been thankful for this last year. He has helped me through the horrors that hide here. They stay hidden in the shadows and call out through the darkness. I pray that he can find peace unlike I could. For I fear that the forces that have manifested themselves here are the terrors that lurk within us all. You see? I think our ghost is watching.
Did you all hear that?
Yes.
That's it. I can't take it anymore.
Tegan.
It's bad enough this place is creepy and haunted, and Lord only knows what else, without you trying to stir things up.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of what is going on here.
Well, maybe you should just leave things alone. You can't know everything, Doctor. Like my Auntie Vanessa used to say, there are some things in this world that are best left alone, and I think this is one of them. I'm going back inside the TARDIS, and I'm going to sleep.
Surely that's not very wise either.
Why not?
Because whatever is in this house somehow managed to manifest itself inside the TARDIS. You know how large it is, how long the corridors are.
Of course I do. I got lost in the damn thing with him chuckling away.
Then surely you don't want to be left in there alone with it. Turlo is right. Stay here with us. Then, if anything does happen, we'll be able to help you.
I just want to go to sleep and have a rest.
Of course. Helen will show you to your room. Mr. Vanka is feeling unwell. Kindly show her to her room.
Yes, sir. This way, miss.
I think we have all had enough scares for one day. Mr. Kipps, bring in Anna and Alexander. A song is just what we need to lighten the mood. Very good, sir. Anna and Alexander have a rare talent. Very much appreciated in this bleak place.
We should now like to sing for you Rorate Celi. Rorate Celi des vope
I don't like this, Doctor. Oh, I think they're rather good. Not that, I mean the Master. All of this perfect host routine. Yes, precisely what I'm not liking either.
Here we are, miss. I hope everything's to your satisfaction.
It's great, thanks.
Good night, miss.
Night.
Mine once more. I think I'm going to get some sleep too, Doctor. All right. Helen will show you to your room.
This way, sir.
No! No! Not you! Please! No! No, not again! Please! Doctor! Help!
What's the matter? Almost like some kind of trance.
I told you she was weak.
I don't know why you're complaining. We have her now.
We already have one puppet.
True, but none has ever been so influenced than her.
Extraordinary. Kips! Kips, what's going on here? They've gone to visit Miss Tegan Jovanka. Tegan? That's right, sir. In fact, I'm going to have to leave too. We have so much to talk about. Only she can set me free. Who are you? What have you done with Kips? Kips is just a shell. A puppet. Just like you. Tegan! Tegan! You have to wake up! For heaven's sake, you must wake up! Tegan, it's trying to infiltrate your mind again! Trying to get through your dreams! Tegan! Doctor, I'm afraid I didn't tell you the whole truth. No, I serve the manor. Just as young Tegan will soon bring it into corporeality. Impossible. Welcome.